session, we are going to be taking the feedback of our online students. It's very important to keep on taking feedback in between what is happening, what are our students doing, and then what type of topics are they learning, how the learning is taking place, and then other viewers also can understand that what is happening in our online classes. So first of all, Alia can give you a short introduction, then I'm going to be asking you some questions.
My name is Ekal International Hospital and nice to meet you, my all friends from different states and countries. Nice to meet you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so now Alia, I want to get your feedback. The topic called WH questions. Now listen carefully. Why it is important? What are the things being learned by you by studying this topic? How helpful it can be for having conversation speaking practice? And then through this topic, how are you getting much aware of the grammar concepts, especially understanding questions, responding questions, making sure that whenever someone asks a question, we never get stuck and we do have ability to understand questions, and finally to respond questions very confidently. So what do you want to say the topic called WH question, yeah, WH family words, whatever you say, go now.
So WH question meanings are WH question words are really important, and there are total 14 WH questions, and we must use 14 WH questions in our daily life, because if you don't know how to speak English language, just start saying small words, having conversation with your family, with your sister, using WH question meanings, because you can see there are 14 WH questions and you have to make questions from them. And if someone asks you, make a question from how long, and you got stuck because you don't know the meaning, you just memorize it, you did not practice it. So you have to practice them. They are really important, because if you have to ask a small question to a teacher, or maybe it is necessary because in emergency you have to ask a question, but you don't know how to ask. You're a bit afraid, you don't want to ask, you're just silent. Just try to ask the question any, like, with what, with when. Just try to make it. Maybe the teacher can help you, because it's so important to learn them. In my life, my experience is really well after learning them, because like when I started learning them, I did not thought it is going to help me a lot, but I practiced them, and then when I speak it, and whenever I make questions, like everyone appreciates me because it's perfect, because the meaning is good, the sense of the question is really well, because I learned the WH question meanings. What, like, when means time, and if someone says make a question with when, and you don't know what does when mean, but if you know what does when mean, like when means time, and you can make any question and you will be appreciated. Like, it's really okay. Let me explain my experience first. So when I joined this academy, so I couldn't speak English language, plus I'm living out of India, so there's no, like, my mother tongue is Hindi, and I cannot speak Hindi language in another country. And English is just one single language which is spoken all over the world. So my from the school, the complaints are coming because I couldn't speak English, I couldn't read, I couldn't write anything properly. Then I joined this academy, and then I started learning. Then the topic came WH question meaning, and after every single topic, we had conversation practice, and there we had to ask questions. So most of the students cheat from Google, from internet, from ChatGPT, but that's wrong. Try to use your brain. You have a big brain. If you use it correctly, you will get your question automatically. Like for me, I can make how I can make the situation really big, because I use my brain. I imagine something, like I imagine talking with my friend, I imagine talking with my father, and I try to put the sentence in the situation. And also the situation is from WH question meaning like the question, and then if you want to answer, so you also have to learn auxiliary verbs because it is also used in a sentence with WH question meanings. WH question is really important and really useful to make any type of question. If you go to an interview and they will ask a question from WH question meanings, because questions are not asked without WH question meaning. If you try to make any sentences without WH question meaning, yeah, you can make with auxiliary verb, but not a lot. You have to use WH question meaning because it's really important. So if interview, they will ask from what, from when, from why, and you have to answer because if you couldn't understand and you answered anything, you will be failed and you won't be getting any like promotions or something. So use WH question meaning in your daily life. Maybe when you start speaking English, you will make some mistake. So people will laugh. Don't be sad. It's just you started speaking, but after practicing, you will be fluent like me, like the students who are in this class, because they also started with vowels. Like when I joined here, I was learning vowels. Like literally, I was 11 or 12 years old, and my mom was saying, "Look how you are. Look other students." So I got a bit sad. Then I try to practice each and single words to remember them forever. And then after level up and then WH question, then auxiliary verbs, then it passes speech and finally advanced level. And after that, you can speak, you can see yourself how improved yourself by having a patience. Patience is the most important thing in your life because without patience you cannot learn, you cannot do anything. Having a patient is the most important thing in your life. You want to become a doctor, so you have a patient because you cannot be a doctor right now in age of 30. You have to wait till you grow up, till you study, till you hard work because there are lots of exams of doctors, so you have a patient, you have to practice, you have to study. So put in your mind that you have to be your goal list is. And if you want to do anything like learning WH question, a small thing, make a goal list because without goals you cannot do anything. Having a goal is really important too. So I'm hoping you that you understood my explanation. Thank you.
Okay, let's clap for Alia. Very good job. Do appreciate you. And she has maintained the body language confident. Most of you have understood how is she speaking and then it's flowing. I do appreciate you, Alia. You did a good job. Now next, Ojasvi.
Yes, sir. Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Sojasvi and I'm 11 years old and I study in class 6 and I'm going to join class 7 right now after this month after giving my final exams. So today we are going to discuss about WH questions, which is a really very interesting topic by the way. If we go through it,
Yes, wait. Yes, Alia, wait. Now, sorry, Ojasvi, wait. Now I'm going to be asking you questions. So the question is, you studied a lot of topics here: grammar, 8 parts of speech, passive voice, modal verb, and then some other activities, daily conversation. After studying a lot of things, and then finally at the end of this month or maybe this
end of the
course,
yes, sir.
so we are here in the WH questions. So first of all, you thought we became brilliant. Okay, we know tenses, we know 12 tenses, 16 tenses, this word power, we know parts of speech, and we know passive voice very, very perfectly. We know the modal verbs, and then we can create situation, we can do discussions, any topics. We have become very fluent in speaking English. But when this WH question topic came, so it is being seen somewhere or maybe anywhere you are lacking and you are not finding finding the confident. Just now also one student got stuck. What What does he speak English? What does he speak in English? I did not understand question. And it is very, very difficult. If you don't understand the question, you studied everything: grammar, conversation, 8 parts of speech, noun, pronoun, everything, even advanced topics as well. So finally, it comes in the conversation speaking practice. If people are talking to you, if they ask any question, one question, and you don't understand the question and you don't respond the question, so how sad will you feel? So then
Yes,
in
sir.
that regard,
Actually,
you tell
when
me.
we learned these topics like tenses, passive voice, I was just top of the world. Like I know everything. But when it came for asking questions using those passive voice and tenses, like I was a bit lacking there. I even know that first day it was like a bit sad for me because I did not. I have like actually I have not practiced the same. I only was asking questions from what are you doing, who is your best friend, like these. But here, when it comes for how often, how far, how many, how much, we are not habited and we are not in practice with it. That's why mostly most of us are lacking in that. So it might be sad for us if we are not able to answer the questions which are asked by others to us, because if doing a course and not able to answer the question, it seems a really like it seems sad. So it has happened with me in this class only. Like Neha asked me one question and I was a bit lacking there to answer her, and that was because of my lack practice. I was not in habit with it. That so this was what I experienced, and I know that all of my batchmates have also experienced the same, as they are not even practicing the same. Because when we do the conversation, we never ask questions from how much, how far, how often. If once we will ask for how often also, but we never ask from how much and how many. Like I have to use the word never for both these WH question words.
Yes, absolutely. No, actually, one more thing you need to understand. What is that? That is like end of the course. We are dealing this topic, not in the beginning. If we if we want to do these things in the beginning, what will happen? You will have some certain ideas, but you won't be confident in grammar area. After learning all the grammar topics, becoming fluent in sentences, tenses, and passive voice, something like that, finally we have taken this topic. The reason is that any conversation, it begins with question. What does that mean? That simply means if I want to talk to someone, if we want to talk to someone, so we must know how to ask question. That is very important. Responding
Yes,
questions,
the
you are very good.
questions must be just coming in our mouth. Like we
According to situation,
the
automatically.
perfect practice, we can say our practice is perfect when we don't need to think about the questions. Just we are in a flow to ask questions.
Yes,
This is the
we no
perfect
need to think about
practice.
question. What does it mean? We no need to think about question. What does it mean?
So it means that we have enough practice for it and we are sincerely studying the topic. We are habited for it. Mostly we can
Hmm.
go for like we are habited for it, because if we are
No,
habited for one thing,
that's okay. That's okay. But what does it mean actually? What I meant to say, questions must be coming automatically from our mind or from our mouth. What does it mean? It means that we should be becoming habitual. It should become our habit. What kind of habit?
that's what
Habit in the sense means
I said
what
was
kind of
the
habit?
same.
Okay, tell me. What kind of habit?
So we have to originate such a habit, like we have to whenever we are having conversation session, we have to put more point and more sincerity on those questions in which we are
No,
weak.
no, that's okay. Now understand. So we should become habitual, and especially it should become our habit. What does it mean? It means that according to present, past, future, according to all 24 auxiliary verbs, one WH question word with all 24 auxiliary verbs, we should become habitual. Why? Only then we will be able to ask the correct question. We will be making the sense. Otherwise, what kind of questions we are going to be asking? For example, okay, Neha, what is you do yesterday in school? And in my mind, I'm thinking, आपने पिछले कल स्कूल में क्या किया? And what I spoke in English, it's terribly bad. Nobody's going to like this kind of English. Now, will, how long will it take you to reach there? What is this? How long does it take her to reach there? How long does it take her? What is this? Responding questions can be little easy. What if you really want to show yourself that how smart are you in English? You should have ability to ask more questions. That is possible. See, all the questions they are depending on 24 auxiliary verbs, WH questions. And if we bring all the 24
Sentences
auxiliary
and
verbs in the
verbs,
beginning phrase, then it,
and
yeah.
passive voice too, but then only the way of asking questions. The base
Hmm.
is the WH questions and the verbs which we practice. Because every
WH
time we cannot
questions
use
and
one
24
verb.
auxiliary verbs. Right. Then it will go is and passive voice, and main verbs are important. Nouns are also important. But my main concern is that, like Alia was telling, okay, I can easily create situation. Creating situation is okay. But my concern is that sometime situation will come in present and sometime it will come in past. Sometime it will be coming in future also. At that moment, we should not be doing like this. The sentence I spoke just now,
Yes.
what is you do yesterday in school? So you
We should
spend
not be
6 months,
lacking at that point
should
of
not be
time in
lacking.
which we
Yeah,
have to show our
absolutely.
ability.
Should not be lacking. It is present automatically. If it is do does, automatically do does should be followed there with WH going. If it is going to be in past perfect, then according to situation it should be coming. It comes in our mother tongue, but it should be coming in English. This is what the main goal is about this. What do you want to
And
say
so
now?
it will come only. So it will come only when we have enough practice
Enough
and we
fact.
are habitual for it. Because if we are practicing the wrong sentence, like if I am practicing he don't do his work, so this is wrong. I have to practice the correct verb. I have to practice using correct auxiliary verb. He doesn't do his work like this. Like mostly for this only we need classes. Most of us are saying that we can do classes. We can practice in front of the mirror, but no, watching videos, doing practice in front of the mirror is not much helpful because there's no one to correct you. If we watch videos, like, yeah, we can watch videos for particular topics in which we have already done, but we need some explanation, or for the summary part we can watch it like are enough we are enough conflict or not. But for learning the topic, we especially need classes, because while practicing those sentences, we should a coach should be there, a mentor should be there correcting us. Like you are like, I have explored different English classes, and even one of them was online also. But she practiced seeing the book and asking questions, which is not enough grateful for me and my parents too. Was not grateful for me and my parents too. So they saw only one video by Janvi, which was by you, like in Divya English Academy, and they really loved her fluency. So this is how a class should be taken. Correct. And even one of them were using wrong English also in the offline class which I used to go. But here, the coach, the mentor, like you are there, Serenity ma'am is there, Kushbu ma'am is there, and Pooja, I think one more teacher was there, I forgot her name. So you all are there, and here you all are correcting us perfectly wherever we are making mistakes. So this is what a student needs. Uh, like it is what this is what the student need to become perfect speaking English.
Yes, one more that.
And but even students
Hmm.
are enough helpful here. Like,
Okay,
yes, sir.
I wanted to add one more thing. Actually, sometime what is happening, students studying in English medium schools. So they know how to read English, how to write English. They do have some idea about grammar topics as well because it's happening in school. But most of the time people are afraid in English language. What is that scenario? In what point of time are they afraid in English language?
They are afraid when they're not enough clear about the topic. For example,
Hmm.
I go for topic passive voice and I take example of anyone. Like for example, Sonam, she has not learned passive voice, so her confidence she will lose her confidence because she
No,
is
wait,
not
wait,
enough
wait now.
for it.
It's not the topic. It's not the topic. Topic can be the another thing. As I said you that yes, Alia wants to say. Yes, Alia.
Yes, sir. You said they will be afraid because they don't know what does question mean. Like if the question is asked
Yes,
what, so what
absolutely.
does what mean? Yeah.
Yes. Let's
So
clap
like
for
they
Alia
will
now
not
once again.
raise their.
Let's clap for Alia once again. Now, Ojasvi, what is this? Like see, eight parts of speech, passive voice, active voice, all the tenses. You have enough practice also. Now, the problem is that with learners, what is happening? They are afraid. Afraid what? Afraid to understand question, afraid to
They're
respond
actually
question.
afraid to answer the question and understand too because once they're not able to understand the question, they're afraid to answer
Understand the
that.
question, yes. Now that does one more thing is if you are not able to understand question, that doesn't mean that you are zero in English. You know lot of things. But what is the main thing lacking there? So not able to understand the question means so even one question can make you to get stuck. You're studying lot of things will be useless. For example, yesterday we were talking about how long. Okay, what was the question? Okay, how many rooms does it have? How many rooms does it have? It have five rooms. Grammar mistake easily made there. How long will you take? How long? Now these are the words: how long, how often, with auxiliary verb. These are the main concepts. So people, they are not habitual in daily basis to use these kind of words in their conversation. So what happens when they hear question something like this? They get afraid itself. And then getting afraid doesn't mean that they don't know English. They know English, but they are not expert in this topic. So that's why I think this topic should be more and more practiced. As you said, it will not come by reading and writing. It has to be practiced more and more time. We will be aware of how often, how long, how far. Then these all words will be automatically coming in our conversation speaking practice, and responding everything we won't be having difficulty at all. What do you want to say now? Go on.
Yes, sir. Now, so I have already discussed about the topic. Now we'll discuss about the classes, how the classes are taking place, how should we practice, and at last, what feeling should a person have while learning English. So, firstly, I will go that how are the classes taking place. So, classes they're taking place regularly, and they're enough interesting, and because every day a new topic we are learning new things from each other and we are involved in conversation with each other too. So here we also have enough practice for a topic. Having enough practice is the most valuable thing in this online class because if we go to other online classes, we see that enough practices are not being taken. Only one example is being given, and after that, like they only know one
Most of
example.
the time only
If,
trainer is speaking. Most of the time only
yes, sir.
trainer
If
is speaking.
anybody is
Learners are saying yes sir,
asking,
yes ma'am, yes sir,
if
yes ma'am.
yes, sir.
Yeah.
If anybody is asking, do you know passive voice? So it is only to say that I know passive voice, but in reality, if we ask any question, they don't have any idea about passive voice except that one sentence which was given by the mentor to them. After that, we will go that classes here practice with enough practice we the students are being corrected by the teacher whether he is Neeraj sir or she is Saranti ma'am. We are they're correcting them every day, and most valuable thing this class, and like it does not has a fixed time to be ended like other classes. They end in a fixed time. It extends long. Like our class timing is 7 to 8, but as you can see that it's 8:30, but classes are not yet end. And I know that I can give you guarantee that it will last till 9, because these classes they really have so like Neeraj sir is really getting a lot of efforts for it. He is preparing questions. He's preparing every day what is to be taught. Managing everything and taking classes, it's really very difficult, but he is doing all that, and I'm really very impressed. Even my parents are really very impressed with your great efforts, sir. After that, we will go that how are topics taking place. That as I told you, every day new things are being taught, every day new topics. Like for example, we will go for 8 parts of speech. So sir is not in a hurry to complete the topic. He is slowly and steady completing the topic. For example, we are in noun, and still we have to complete the 7 8 parts of speech, but still he's not in a hurry. He is not just completing it rapidly. He is giving enough examples, he is giving enough practice, and after that, going to the next topic after asking that all is clear or not. After that, now at last we will go for the last topic. How should we feel when we learn English? So first, we should have our own determination, our own dedication to learn English. We must not be learning from other forcing us, because many of times I've seen many students whose parents are forcing them, and they're not even had they don't have the dedication to learn that. If you don't have the dedication, you would not be able to learn anything, because you don't have that craze to know that. Like one who having the dedication will have the craze, will have the will have the want of learning, will of learning more English, as much as he or she can grasp. He or she will grasp from the sir, from the other students who are much better than him or her. After that, once you are not getting to know that what is going, you can ask sir, and he will definitely explain you everything. If you're not getting some topics, don't be sad, because being sad is not the solution for it, first of all. And secondly, don't you should practice instead of being sad, because practice makes a man perfect. Practice makes everything perfect. We all have heard this, but most of the time we don't follow it. So we should be following this. And after that, at last I go for me, like how I learned this month of English. I started with a conversation, and I still know that my first conversation took place with Neha, and that conversation, it was a bit it was a bit new for me, because I was first time here, and it was a great experience too. I experienced many things. I experienced that even vowels and sound taught here, so that we learn everything without we learn everything quick and steady, without any hurry. Sir, I have done.
Let's appreciate Ojasvi. She has done a really very good job. I appreciate you, Ojasvi. It's really very good
Thank
job.
you.
And our students, you can see those who are there. Sonam, look at Alia and where is this Ojasvi? How are they speaking? And this is the vision of Divya English Academy. Why Divya English Academy is trying to teach students English language? Because English language can completely change your life and career, and it can help you to earn your livelihood in better ways. So Divya English
Yes, sir,
Academy
it
has a
changed
vision.
me my life.
Yeah, so
Because
we have
like
a vision.
before, I did not have many friends. I did not have
Hmm,
many friends, but now I have many friends because I can talk with them in English.
absolutely. So we have a vision actually. A good teacher will not teach students only for money, though he will get that because he's working hard. Maybe he may get little less also, but he will teach students why, thinking that in future they are going to be a great person. So this is the vision of the English Academy. For example, our Ojasvi joining from Mumbai, who knows in future she will be IS officer, and maybe I need to go to her. Okay, maybe I get any work, and Alia may be gynecologist. In future, I may need to meet her. How joyful it will be, and I will be happy. My students will be happy to serve me. Then I will tell them, okay, now it's your turn. What I did for you, now it's your turn to do something for me. This is what the vision of the English Academy. That's why we are not willing to end the class in half an hour, 1 hour. No. Until unless student they don't learn, we are here to help them because they are the future leaders. So we should teach them, and parents are also cooperating with us 100%, making sure things are running here very perfectly. And learning English will not happen in 3 months course, 4 months course. That is fraud. Right now, we have heard the statement from OJSV. It is a practice. It requires lot of practice months. ऐसा करो वैसा करो, do this, do this. Actually speaking, that will take some time, and putting it in the practice part, that's really very hard, not easy. It seems to be easy when trainer is speaking. What if you want to use, if you want to speak, sometime not able to speak the word unbelievably, that comes unbelievably. So students, those who are struggling, so speaking part is little bit harder. So I do appreciate my dear students, and this is a joy. Like maybe I'm from another part of world, I'm from another part of India, students getting connected here from various parts, different states in our country. In future, if I need to travel here and there, so chances are in Madhya Pradesh I have students, in Rajasthan I have students, in Mumbai I have students, in Delhi I have students. So few students are in foreign country as well. So this is the opportunity we have, this is our privilege, that we have got good students. Parents, they are cooperating with us, they are also understanding that 2 to 3 months course is not useful. Practically learning language will take some time, and then you can see how Ojasvi spoke. Maybe Sonam is getting amazed how confidently was she speaking, body language and action, everything flowing from her mouth. So I do appreciate Jusvi and Alia. Next, who wants to give the feedback
Thank you,
quickly?
sir.
Yes, you're welcome. Yes, you're welcome. Who wants to give? Who wants to give? Who is singular also? Who is plural also? Who want to give? Who wants to give? Next, who wants to give the feedback? Anyone? No one. Okay, so if you are not willing to give the feedback, we are going to be dismissing this live
Sir,
session.
I want to give the feedback.
Okay, yes, go on. Sonam, yes, go on
Okay,
now.
so hello guys, my name is Sonam. I'm from Okay, so I'm going to give the feedback of learning WH questions. So by learning WH questions, we not learn only the WH words, the grammar topics, because WH question is very important to us because we have to do conversation with someone. So we have to ask questions. We don't know how to frame question, so how can we ask a question? We can ask a question in something that like manner, how he is doing very good. So it's wrong. So if we learn how to frame questions, all the WH words, so we can make our correct questions. Or and on the learning WH words, we not learn only the WH words, but we learn 24 auxiliary verbs and singular and plural subject. If we don't know how can we use, where can we use singular subject and where can we use plural subject, so we make questions like where does they go? So it will become wrong. The correct one is where do they go? So WH question is very, very important for us.